Thanks for joining me today. I can't tell you how excited I am to actually be live from Lapa Rios. I'm trying to show you the beautiful background, Golfo Dulce back there. I'm broadcasting from my bungalow because Lapa Rios has Wi-Fi throughout the property now. So this is kind of a test. It's working really well. We did a walkthrough earlier. And yeah, it just feels really, really good to be here. So thank you all for joining me. I'm going to give you a quick kind of overview of Lapa Rios, where it is in Costa Rica, what my arrival experience into Costa Rica was like, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mauren Montenegro, the general manager, and she's going to take us on a little walk throughout the property. I'm squinting out here because of the sun. It's a beautiful sunny day, and so I'm going to get to your questions once I go inside. Okay, no, well, we'll get to that. The rooms don't have AC. The new villas have evening breeze beds, which we'll show you on the tour. And those are like a personal air conditioning unit around your sleeping space. So first, I'm gonna share my screen. Yeah, and just keep your questions coming in the chat. I will definitely, we'll be answering them as we go. So. Okay, so Lapa Rios, probably almost everyone on this call knows about Lapa, sells Costa Rica. This is a crown jewel among Costa Rican eco lodges. It was founded in the 90s by two former Peace Corps volunteers. They were some true pioneers of ecotourism in Costa Rica. And the property was developed to preserve primary and secondary lowland rainforest on the Osa Peninsula. So adjacent to the lodge is a 1,000-acre nature preserve that we won't be able to show you because the Wi-Fi doesn't go into the woods. But think of this as a rainforest safari lodge. It is very much set up like an experience your guests would have on an African safari, where the lodge has its own guides, naturalists, super knowledgeable guides that have been, a lot of them they're local to the Osa. They've been working with Lapa Rios for 20 years, that take your guests out on excursions through the Rainforest Reserve, into the Golfo Dulce, or there's also amazing surfing here. You can go kayaking in the mangroves, you can go horseback riding, zip lining. But the highlight for Lapa Rios is really the wildlife, which we'll get to in a second. So you probably know what it's like to enter Costa Rica right now. This is the third webinar we're doing on Costa Rica, so you may have seen this before. I just arrived on Wednesday via an Alaskan Airlines flight from Los Angeles. I arrived in the evening. Our flight was the only one getting in around 6 p.m. It was seamless. My flight was probably 25% full, sadly, and customs and immigration showing the digital health form, going through took maybe 25 minutes max. Protocols are all in place. They're taking your temperature when you get off the plane. There's hand sanitizer everywhere. All of the signing is very, very clear, and it's very orderly, and people are enforcing it. And then, of course, when I arrived into Lapa Rios yesterday, driver and I were masked in the vehicle. Everything had been sanitized before I got in. They took my temperature before I arrived at the lodge, asked me to wash my hands. The staff is all masked. Guests do not have to wear masks since the whole property is open air. But they do, except when you're in the vehicles, but they do ask that you keep at least a 2-meter distance from each other. And they're spacing out all of the dining throughout the property, so it's great. I have felt like almost everyone I've spoken to who's left the US and has traveled internationally during the pandemic, it was just like a breath of fresh air. It felt so, so good to get here. So come back if we have any questions. To orient you to where Lapa Rios is in Costa Rica, map of the country, San Jose is the international airport you'll arrive into, and you would want to fly into Puerto Jimenez via Sansa. Sansa is the domestic carrier. They're operating 3 flights a day, back and forth from San Jose to Puerto Jimenez. I took the morning one departing at 8:20. It's maybe a 40-minute ride down the coast, really beautiful. Flew over Uvita, saw the whale's tail, saw Manuel Antonio. Easy landing, and then Lapa Rios meets your guests at Puerto Jimenez for the 45-minute drive to the lodge on the southern tip of the Osa Peninsula. And so why this area is so amazing, there's a couple things. One, you have the terrestrial wildlife. And then you also have the cold waters of the Pacific meeting with the warm waters of the Golfo Dulce. And so Golfo Dulce is one of only, I think, 5 or 6 tropical fjords in the world. This creates an incredibly rich marine life, or sea environment for marine life to thrive in. And I just wanted to quickly read this quote from this month's National Geographic. There is a great article towards the end that is all, oh, you can't see this right now, I'll hold that up later, but it's all about the Osa Peninsula, and talking about why this area has been really impacted by the pandemic. It's harder to get to, so it hasn't seen the boon of the past year of the domestic tourism that the rest of Costa Rica has, especially when Sansa wasn't offering the flights. So the pandemic has had a really difficult impact on conservation and sustainability efforts down here. But just to introduce you to the Osa, and these words are not mine. Acre for acre, the Osa is one of the most fecund flecks of land on Earth. Though it occupies less than 0.001% of the planet's surface, it harbors 2.5% of its life forms. The peninsula's assortment of habitats, cloud forest, lowland rainforest, swamps, mangroves, freshwater and coastal lagoons, offers refuge to thousands of species, including boisterous populations of scarlet macaws, spider monkeys, and other animals that have disappeared or are dwindling through most of their historic range. 5 species of wildcats prowl its forests, 4 species of sea turtles trundle up its Pacific beaches to lay eggs. To the east, hammerhead sharks and humpback whales course up the Golfo Dulce to give birth. So in terms of wildlife, I personally feel it is, and a lot of people would agree with me, it is the place to go in Costa Rica. And unlike other rainforest destinations throughout Latin America, the presence of the ocean right here, the presence of surfing, of this incredibly rich marine environment is so different and makes it so special and very unique in the world. You have these super pods of spinner dolphins that will gather in Golfo Dulce. Humpback whales are migrating and giving birth to their young here. That usually happens July through October. Sea turtles, there's several different species that come to the beaches that are either nesting and breeding throughout the year. So whenever you go, it's an amazing experience for wildlife. I mentioned earlier that Lapa Rios has its own guides. These two, Danilo and Edwin, they're actually out with guests on private tours right now. Currently, Lapa is trying to operate everything privately. So instead of doing the small group tours like you may have experienced in the past, there are 8 or so excursions that they offer that are included in the rate here are being led on a private basis. And the concierge team is working with your guests to arrange their stay when they arrive. But these two have been with Lapa Rios since almost the beginning, and they are just walking encyclopedias of knowledge for this area. A lot of new things have happened at Lapa Rios in the past year. They certainly were not idle during the pandemic, and Maureen and her colleagues are going to talk about some of these soon. One of them is new safari-style vehicles that have the covered stadium seating in the back. Awesome for photography, awesome for your bird watching tours. This is how guests get around the property. They drive them in these 4x4 vehicles. There's a couple fun river crossings you have to go through to get to the different excursions or take them down to the beach. As I said, there's numerous hikes you can do with guides on the property, ranging from very easy to a couple hours, kind of transecting the private reserve. There's mangrove kayaking, surfing, stand-up paddleboarding, dolphin tours, fishing, all available in the Golfo Dulce. And then new this year is they're setting up these beach excursions privately for guests where they'll go down and they'll set up, there's a beautiful beach down here called Playa Pendulce. It's a wonderful place to learn to surf because it's a point break. The water is also very, very calm the further left you go down the beach away from the point, so it's great for swimming, great for tide pooling at low tide. And Lapa Rios is going down and setting up lounge chairs, umbrellas, coolers with a lunch for guests, driving them down to give them a private day at their own beach club, and then taking them back, and that's included in the rate here. I'm actually going to go down with the staff after this to help set up for a family doing this afternoon, so I'll be taking video and seeing what that is like. As I mentioned, amazing surfing, everything from beginners to more advanced at Cabo Matapalo, which is further right towards the point with the Pacific. And then coming to the lodge itself, where you'll probably see the biggest changes. Just to give you a quick overview, we're going to spend part of the tour in this main lodge area. Again, Lapa Rios covers, sorry, there's macaws in the tree and they're squawking now. Lapa Rios covers over 1,000 acres, and we can't take you to all of it, but most of the activity in terms of like meals happening, the bar, that's all happening at the main lodge. So you can see where the entrance is over here. We're gonna show you the restaurant, some new improvements that have happened to the menu and the kitchen, a beautiful new bar, a great hangout space to watch the sun go down, enjoy a cocktail, some new dining options around the pool. And then Maurin is gonna take you down a new series of walkways. It's ramps instead of stairs, which makes it a lot easier to navigate for clients to the new villas and rooms. The Wi-Fi was pretty good. We tested this yesterday. It may drop occasionally on the path since it's in the villas and in the buildings, it's not in the forest. But Maurin should be able to rejoin us. So if that happens, I'll just use that opportunity to answer some questions of yours and go back to her. So you're gonna see videos of these live, but the new villas and suites, there are 4 Lapa villas, which are great for a couple who wants a lot of privacy and space in their own private pool, or families, because you have a bedroom that completely separates from the living room. They all have indoor and outdoor showers, expansive decks, ocean views, private cold water plunge pools, which would be so refreshing right now. Really beautiful interiors with artwork from the Quebecer community, which is the indigenous group that exists around Pequare Lodge in the Caribbean side of the Continental Divide. And that leads me to something, oh, these, Jill, you asked about, oh no, this doesn't have the picture. I'm sorry, I'll come back to that. You'll see it live. The owners of Lapa Rios are the Fernandez and Loeb families, the same families that own Pequare Lodge. And they also recently bought Monte Verde Lodge and Gardens and Tortuga Lodge and Gardens from Costa Rica Expeditions. So they're in the process of upgrading and refurbishing those options as well. But local Costa Rican families, very proud to be operating some of the finest eco lodges in Costa Rica. Premier villas are another option. These are great for couples or friends. There's 2 of these. They're divided by a wall that has a door. So if you wanted to have like 2 adjoined units, this is a great option. Very similar to the Lapa villas, they just don't have the private pool, but beautiful artwork, nice space to hang out. These day beds can convert to a bed for children. Maurin will talk a little bit about how many people can be accommodated in each option. And then the deluxe rooms, the deluxe bungalows, there's still 12, I think there's 11 of these remaining, possibly 10. I'd have to double check with Maurin. Clearly I can't do math while live streaming very well. But these are great. These would be the entrance level accommodation at Lapa Rios. They either have 1 king or 2 queen canopy beds. Beautiful deck. All of them have ocean views, and the breeze at night is so enchanting and cooling. I was sleeping with my extra blanket on. So even though these ones do not have air conditioning or the evening breeze bed, their position up on this ridge and just the open air nature of the bungalow with the screen all the way around instead of glass and walls is great. I was chilly. And one of the other changes at Lapa Rios that happened over the past year was the initiation of a conservation fee. This is $25 per guest for the duration of the stay, so not per day, very reasonable. And this is going directly to fund projects related to conservation on the Osa Peninsula, but not necessarily part of Lapa Rios. This would be like working with Corcovado National Park or Piedras Blancas National Park, web cameras, recycling. But what I'm going to do is I'm now going to turn this over to Maurin. I'm going to mute myself, and she's going to introduce you to some of the key staff. They're up at the main lodge, and they're going to take it away and show you the live tour. So Maurin, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Hi, Kirsten.
Hi, Maurin.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Lapa Rios. As Kirsten said, my name is Maureen. Can you hear me? Okay, my name is Maureen. I'm the manager of Lapa Rios. I've been working with Lapa Rios for 2 years, but also I used to work with Pequare Lodge for almost 4 years. Okay, so we are so happy to show you all our improvements, new rooms, and everything about Lapa Rios. Let me show you the restaurant. Okay, so here we are at the entrance. So we have here Frank, he's part of our guide staff. And also Andy, our concierge. Okay, so part of our the restaurant improvements, okay, are here. So we have more colors, we have more ventilation, and we have the, I'm sorry, I'm gonna put here, handmade lamp with macrame, this big table for families. We have the wine cellar in process. Okay, you see here. 2 weeks, the wine cellar. Also, the bar used to be right here, like a year ago. I will show you where it's now. Now it's a little living room with some books just to be relaxed. Also, as Christine said, we will talk about a little bit about the conservation fee, which is a really important topic for us, that you know about it. And Paola will talk about the conservation fee. Let's go, Paola.
Hello everyone. I'm Paola. I'm the person in charge of the sustainability department here at Lapa. And now I want to tell you a little bit about the conservation fee, which is so important for us to conserve the wildlife around. Okay, first, with the conservation fee is an amount that every single guest that is going to stay here at Lapa have to pay. It's $25 per person per stay. And basically with this money, what we do is support different projects to preserve the nature here. The first project is that we adding 220 cameras, trail cameras in the Corcovado National Park, Piedras Blancas National Park, and the Lapa Rios Reserve, and the surrounding areas. The second one is helping the Corcovado National Park by giving 2 mensual salaries. That's because this national park has 2.5 of the biodiversity of the world, and they are understaffed. So the ranger has to go, instead of be outside, they have to be doing some tasks in the office. That's why we are helping them to go outside and help to preserve the nature. Then the third one is environmental education to different schools. We have about 500 kids that need to be educated with the sustainability. Then we have a rebuilding a recycle center for the communities of Lapa Rios and La Palma. The other one is okay, the cameras, the rangers, the education, the recycle project, and I'm sorry, the last one is the lab. We are going to construct or make a construction of a research lab. And with this lab, we pretend that many students for different universities come here to make research about the biodiversity we have here. And basically, that's what we are doing with this conservation fee. That's why they can help us, every single guest can help us to preserve all we have here around.
Okay, thank you, Paola. Okay, so now I want to talk about one of the most important departments for us. Of course, all of the departments are really important, but the kitchen is one of the departments that we need to work every day really hard, because for us, the culinary experience, it have to be amazing for all our guests. So last year we built a new kitchen. So now it's bigger with more ventilation and more lighting. So let's show you a little bit here. We're going inside the kitchen. So here is the staff area, which is new also. And here we're gonna start in the kitchen. Okay, welcome to the Lapa Rios kitchen. We are so happy with our new kitchen. So here is part of our staff. And Dayana, she's our chef, so she will talk about a little bit about the new place. Dayana.
Hi, my name is Adriana Sanchez. This is a neighbor, Janel, Alexander, and Eddie. This is a pork trilogy with a carrot puree, sweet carrot, and chutney with papaya. Papaya is a local fruit in the zona. And wine sauce sweet. Okay. The local fish is a sea bass from the Golfo Dulce with curcuma, mayonnaise, quinoa, pineapple, and kale. It's a typical food in Costa Peninsula. And this is a more popular dish in Paris.
Okay, and about the technology?
With the technology, we have the texture with the Thermomix, and the rational is the pork, and that's it.
Okay, so to redesign the Lapa Rios menu, we are working with our chefs and also with George Valesis. He's from Greece. He's an expert of the kitchen. So they created a great culinary training program using modern technology, like let me show you, like the rational, and the best local ingredients for the kitchen. So I hope when you're coming, I saw the message right there that someone tried our food and loved it. So thank you. Okay, now I will show you the bar. Okay, as I said, the bar used to be inside the restaurant. So the last year, we built a new bar because we thought that inside the restaurant, it was so dark. It's not was good for just to be relaxed, enjoy a cocktail or some wine. So we are so happy to say that we opened the bar a year ago. Now it's a great place with a beautiful view to the ocean, to the forest, with more ventilation, more lighting. So now it's perfect just to hang in here. Okay, here is the bar.
Mallory, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second. If anyone was at Lapa Rios before, this is kind of where that hut that had Wi-Fi, the only spot on the property that had it, where that used to be. So if you remember,
yes,
this is now the bar, and it's much bigger.
yes, it's a really good change. Okay, so here we have our staff, which is the most important thing for us. So he's Robin.
Hello.
Robin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robin, bartender at Lapa Rios Los Hotels, and I'm going to prepare one of the most popular cocktails in our bar. So we need a wine glass with some ice. This cocktail is a very tropical cocktail, and we use watermelon, passion fruit juice. We use also homemade passion fruit sauce, lime leaf, apple, and finally sugar cane leaf. Okay. So for garnish, we use a piece of watermelon and a lime leaf. Okay. So This is our cocktail, tropical sunset.
Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
Okay. He's Frank. He asked about the tours, but just check the view inside the bar to the ocean. Okay. So close to the bar is the pool. It's just next to the bar. I will show you the pool here. Okay. Here is the pool with a great view. Okay, so in the pool, normally we offer lunch, breakfast, lunch, and also dinner. So here we try to put all our guests in a private bubble. So when we have more than 20, for example, we offer here at the bar and also the restaurant the meals, so they can be separate. And now we want to talk with Frank about the tours. So inside tours and also the external tours.
Hello, my name is Frank. I was born in Puerto Jimenez 52 years ago. I'm native, and I am part of the Lapa Rios guides team. Lapa Rios is an exceptional place in Costa Peninsula. We offer some internal activities like Costa Trail. It's an experience mostly in primary forest. Rica Trail is more in part in secondary and primary forest too. Waterfall wild experience in a beautiful waterfall into the property, and some more experience like medicine tour, early bird tour, sunset tour, and we offer external activities too. Part of the view that we have, more all about it. Some beaches close to here, for example, Matapalo Beach, Backwash Beach, and Pan Dulce Beach are well known for surfers. Surfing is a very important activity in Matapalo Cape area. The intensity of the waves, the location means for surfers mostly of having fun here. And the hotel is more than a private forest, more than internal activities. We offer two external activities like chocolate tour, like gold mining experience. For example, tours experience too, and some more kayaking tour, sorry. And we are in a paradise.
Okay, so now we're gonna walk to the new rooms to show you one of our deluxe room, one premier room, and one bigger room. So now, and while we are walking to the rooms, I'm gonna talk about the improvement that we are working on that. So let me show you the first one. So here we have the new trail. We are working in the new trail. This is the first part, and now it's ready. And we are working on the second part. I will show you. So the main objective of this new trail, so we're walking slow, is to make walking to the room easier and more comfortable because it used to be really hard. So we think that it will be a wonderful experience to walk on an elevator trail in the middle of the forest. I will show you the part which is elevated. It's gonna be totally different just to go to the room or come back to the restaurant because it's gonna be easier now. Also, if we have older people or they can walk, so we can offer the car. So it's the second option. Okay, okay, you can see the surface people. No, it's too far.
Where
Do you want to talk about the surfing?
Yes, Now we are focusing on Dulce Beach. It's one of the beaches that are well known for surfing activity. There are 3 beaches really close to each other, maybe 10 minutes walking difference between each beach with different waves intensity. It is nice for surfers because people will decide which kind of beach they will surf or the kinds of waves. It's a nice place.
Yes, also we offer for beginners and for advanced people. We have Pollo Surf, which is he offered the surfing tour. Here is the second part of the project. So we hope that it will be finished in a month. Okay. So you can see the difference. It used to be like this. Now it's gonna be an elevated trail. So what a wonderful change. Okay.
I wanted to interject quickly too. I was hurrying to get to my room for the start of this. I was up in the main lodge and there were 3 or 4 spider monkeys hanging out right here. So I had to stop and watch them for a while. You see so much wildlife at Lapa Rios just walking between the rooms and from your balcony at your own property. So even if you have clients who are maybe not as mobily active, like having a 5-mile hike through the rainforest sounds really hard, they can still get a lot of enjoyment and see a lot of wildlife just from their rooms.
Yes, in this area, for example, just going to the room, or going from your room to the main, it's possible to see spider monkeys, yellow-throated toucans, sometimes squirrel monkeys, and some other birds just in the canopy or the rest of the forest. It's amazing because we are immersed in nature.
Yes, so let's walk. Also, as you see, we have internet, but we made it like a month ago, so we are so happy on that. As you can see, so here is the perfect place to just put away all your devices, but also we know that communication is really important for all the people nowadays with the remote work possibilities, so a lot of people need it. So now we have the internet available in all the rooms and also in all the social and common areas. It's a really big step for us to have now internet in all the rooms. So here we stop the rooms, number 3 to number 17. As you see, the trail now is really close to the entrance of the room. So it's part of the change that we want to change with the new trail, because it's gonna be that way, far away from the rooms, and we're gonna connect the trail with the rooms with a little bridge. So it's gonna be ready in a month.
Okay. Let me present a very important tree located in this area, Terminalia Catapa, almond beach tree. It's a part, let me show you, the scarlet macaw's diet. It's amazing to see in the mornings and every afternoon 3, 4, or more scarlet macaws opening the fruit in order to eat the heart. They really love it. You just will see in the middle of the trail.
Good job. You guys are doing awesome. Yeah. No. Hi, this is my uncle.
Okay. Okay, also I want to share Lapa Rios used fossil fuel generators for power. So in 2019, we began implementing a new energy sources. So now we are so proud to say that we are using 100% of power from the solar and the generator. Oh, let me, if I want to say something. I think that is the Scarlet Macau. Oh, yes. Oh, no, I think that you didn't see.
Well, maybe you will hear to a couple of scarlet macaws eating almond beach fruit.
Did you hear? Okay, so now we have 220 solar panels and 10 hydro turbines working all day. So we are so happy that we are 100% solar and hydro energy. 8, which is a Deluxe. Okay. Okay, Christine, go ahead.
Yeah, beautiful. So this
Okay,
is a, I'm gonna mute you for a second, Maureen. There you go. So this is a deluxe room. This is, yes, this is the entry level category at Lapa Rios. And these will have either 2 queen or 1 king beds. They can accommodate up to 4 people if you had a family with younger children. But I think it's best for 2 friends or a couple. All of them have expansive wraparound decks with views of the Gulf of Dulce. These rooms, they don't have air conditioning, but you have plentiful breeze from how open they are and their location on the ridge. They have the mosquito nettings around the bed, lounge chairs on the porch, and they do, my favorite thing in the world might be waking up at like 6 a.m. when the howler monkeys and the macaws get going, and then going out onto your porch. Well, first you go out your front door and you pick up your coffee that was dropped off, prepared just the way you like it. They start deliveries at 5:30 a.m. So if you're an early bird, you can take your coffee, sit out on the porch, and just enjoy the sound of the jungle waking up. I was telling someone the other day, it's kind of like how sound bathing is, or there's like forest bathing and sound bathing are very popular. And this is sort of the combination of both of those things happening in nature. And then these rooms also, there's indoor outdoor showers that are really nice, hot and cold water, Wi-Fi. Everything's on the, not on the generator. The generator has been turned off. So it's all on solar and hydropower. And all of the rooms now have hair dryers and you can use it without blowing the power. So that is one nice upgrade that happened as well. And so I think they're going to go to a premier villa now. So I'm going to mute myself and turn it back over.
And here's the bed with a great view also. Christine, I'm going to the premiere, so I'm gonna lose the sign for a little bit.
If anyone has questions right now, while Mauren and Frank go down to the other villas, when we tested this yesterday, this is where the Wi-Fi gets a little bit shaky between the rooms. If you want to ask anything, ask away right now. Some of the questions that have come up already in Q&A were about the coffee drop-off. Do clients need to pre-book their excursions before travel, or can they do it at the property? Because of the way Lapa Rios is organizing the tours now, where they're all private, it's really best to do almost everything on site. The exception might be things like Corcovado National Park, which require an entrance fee that needs to be booked in advance. I would definitely let the sales team know, however you're booking Lapa Rios, if it's via a DMC or directly, let them know so they can secure the permit for your clients. I'm going to Corcovado on Sunday and I cannot wait. And then if they really want to do like private surf lessons, if your clients have a specific focus, just let them know. And then the team at Lapa Rios, they're so good. They know, the property and the wildlife and the experiences so well. They'll custom plan and let you know if things need to be reserved in advance. Is there a required night stay? I don't think there's a real requirement, especially not right now. We were full the other night and this weekend, and it's such a wonderful thing to be full again. And we have some people dropping in just for one night. They came down to surf. They came to the property to have dinner, and they're like, wow, I really want to stay here. But I would definitely recommend minimum 3 nights. You could easily stay here for a week, for 10 days, and not run out of things to do. It's such an exciting and abundant area for nature lovers, for surfers, for fishermen. So definitely give your clients ample time. And the property is so beautiful. You're going to want time just to like hang out and enjoy your room too. Minimum age of children allowed at Lapa Rios, that is still 6. I wouldn't say that's like a super hard and fast roll, but you see the property is very big. There's a lot of stairs, and young children would kind of, change the atmosphere for other guests. So 6 years old is the recommended age minimum. And then combining with Pequare, absolutely. They offer a trip called their Epic Private Itinerary that combines both properties via a private charter plane. And I will send a link to that in the follow-up email so you can have all of the details and know how to offer that to your clients. There are spinner dolphins in the area, and they do dolphin watching tours and whale watching tours in season. And what other questions? Okay, what is the hottest it gets there? Best time to go? So right now in February, this is typically the hottest and driest month. Yesterday we had rain and in the morning, and it was so refreshing. It cooled everything down. It was beautiful. It's probably in the high 80s today. I'd have to double check. I'm not a really good temperature gauge person. I tend to stay out of the sun since I burn so easily, but probably like high 80s, low 90s would be the hottest that it gets. Dry season here is December through April, roughly, maybe November through April, and then May through November is green season, but there are great reasons to go all year round. A lot of different phenomena with wildlife, like the whales that come to the Gulf of Dulce, they're here from July through October usually. So that's during the green season. Turtle nesting happens at different times throughout the year. So no matter when you come, there's something with wildlife going on. And then are certain seasons more buggy than others? I haven't even put on bug spray at Lapa Rios yet, and I have 0 bites and mosquitoes love me. That breeze really keeps the bugs at bay. If you go into the forest on one of the hikes with the guides, I would wear long pants and a long sleeve shirt just to keep yourself covered. That's especially in kind of the swampy mangrove areas. That's where you tend to find a few more mosquitoes. And the bugs tend to like transitional seasons. So if you're here kind of at the shoulder, when it shifts from dry to rainy or rainy to dry, that's typically when you'll have the most bugs. But it's really not a problem at the lodge and immediately around the property or down at the beach because of how breezy it is. Okay, I'm going to stop talking again and mute myself so Maureen can show us the next room.
Okay, so we are now in the premiere rooms. We have 2 premieres, which is together. So if it's a big family, we can connect the 2 rooms. At the end, in the deck, there is a door, so it can be connected the 2 rooms. We're gonna see the premiere. So welcome. Okay, we opened that room like a year ago. It's part of our project, and so could be for 5 people. This room here we have the living room with a day bed. Also, we can add an extra bed if it's a big family, with a coffee station in all the rooms. And also the main bed, which is a king bed. Okay, about the evening breeze, as you see, is the evening breeze. It's a cool air will circulate over the. So it's gonna be refreshing and cool all the area of the bed, not all the room like air conditioning, no, it's just over the bed. And also with the comfort remote, so the guest can select the kind setting. So it could be lower 5 to 7 degrees of temperature. So we add the evening breeze to all our new rooms, 4 villas and 2 premieres, like 2 weeks ago. So it's one of the new things that we have in our rooms. It's so nice. We already have the feedbacks of our guests. They are so happy with that because here is from now in the summer, so it's a little bit hot, and it refreshes really well during the day and night. So I think that it was a really good option to add it to our rooms. Also out here we have the bathroom. As you see the difference between these bathrooms and the deluxe one. So we wanted a big bathroom with more ventilation, also with more lighting, because the room is for family, so it has to be a little bit bigger than the other ones. With in and outdoor showers in all the rooms, doesn't matter the kind of room, we have in and outdoor showers. With hot water, of course. So even when you're in the shower, you can see the spectacular view. Also, I want to show you part of our decoration. So as you see this beautiful lamp. So this coming from the Caribbean side of Costa Rica. It made it from the Cabecars indigenous. They are in the Caribbean side with mastate. So it's one of the decorations that we want to add in all our rooms because it's so authentic, it's so nice. I also have one here. And in all the rooms, you will find that kind of decoration. Okay, so we can go now to the villa, which is available. Christine, I think that we're gonna miss a little bit the sign.
Yeah, no worries on that. I think one other question came up. Someone asked about spinner dolphins. Yes, they're in Golfo Dulce in huge numbers, and the whale season is July through October. Humpbacks are actually giving birth to their young, so you'll see adults and babies calving and spouting. You can see them right from the lodge sometimes at a distance, but they offer whale tours off-site during that time.
Also, Christine, I just want to show the difference between Premier and villas. So we will see the villas, but the difference is a door between the main bed and the living room. So we will see now the villas. Look at this amazing wall.
It's so pretty. Mauren, can you remind us how many people the Lapa villas can accommodate when you get there versus the Premier villas? We may have lost her for just a couple of seconds with the internet. One thing to know too, Lapa Rios is offering a booking special for most of this year. I feel like it extends till the end of October at the very least, and it's a pay 3, stay 4 rate. So really good added value for your clients, an easy way to convince them to stay longer and do more down here on the OSA. All right.
We are in the number 17. Okay, we want to see the entrance of the room. Okay, if our guests, they have the coffee station inside the room, but if they want a coffee or a hot chocolate or some tea, we're gonna put it in the basket during the morning. Okay. This is one of our favorite rooms. Okay, this is the villa. Okay, in the villa could be 6, 5, or 6, from a big family. And the premiere, we prefer 4 because it's not so bigger than the villa. So here with a living room, David, inside the living room. And normally we can add 1 queen bed here. Like, you know, in the other ones, the coffee station. And as I said, the doors. So it's one of the main difference. So for families, it's amazing because the parents can be separate to the children, and it's more private for the parents. And if they want, they just open the doors and they can be together. Okay, this is the main bedroom with the evening breeze, the Cavecar lamps. You'll see the amazing view in front of the bed. In all the rooms, we have radios. So if you need a car, if you don't want to walk, you can call the reception and they will send you a car. Also, if you have any problem at night, we have guards 24 hours, so they can call the guard. Okay, and here we're going to the bathroom. It's bigger than the premier bathroom. Okay. Let me show you all the details here. It's water, in shower, and the outdoor shower. Can you hear the cicadas? It's really loud now. So here's the outdoor shower. Look the view of the outdoor shower and also the. So in all the villas, we have 4. You will find a plant pool. And also it's the difference between villas and premiers. Just the villas has the pool. And I wanna take a video. Okay, in front of the pool.
Mauren and Frank, that was absolutely wonderful. I just wanted to thank you on behalf and everyone that participated on behalf of all of us. I know some of the staff were pretty nervous to be on video, but everyone did an amazing job. This was really informative. That kind of concludes our tour. Does anyone have questions? You can put them in the chat box and we'll answer as we go. Thank you, Lisa. So many people agreed the property looks gorgeous. I know some of you have clients booked here, so thank you so much. Not only to the conservation projects that have been hit pretty hard with the absence of tourism on the peninsula, but to everyone who loves doing the job that's part of this lodge family. Okay.
I'm sorry, I just read about the how long take the go to the beach from the property. Okay, normally we offer the car without any cost, so it's part of the service. We offer the car if you just want to go to the beach, it's just by.
Yeah, it depends on where you are on the property, but it's really like, I don't know. For me, from here, it would probably take me like 15 or so minutes to walk downhill to the beach. Maybe a little bit closer from where Mauern and Frank are, since the villas are at a lower point on the hill. And then Jill asked about, can you clarify if these are connecting to each other for families? We have 2 Lapa villas. I'm not sure that they connect. The Lapa villas do not connect. There's 4 of them, and they're close to each other, so the families won't be very far away. They'll be at like basically the same elevation on the property. But the only 2 that connect are those 2 premier villas, the ones without a pool that have that pathway between them with a door on either side, so it can kind of be taken as